And what is up, everyone? I don't know what happened. There's the second week it happened to me. Did it last
I
week and did
see it
it this week.
now.
Good deal. Good deal. So, just real quick, everyone, for you guys who may not know who I am Joe DeHoyers. I'm host of Beyond the Woodline. Um, if you're interested, I am the executive director of the JRG, which stands for the Geomagnetic Research Group. That's where we research and investigate, looking for the creature we know as Bigfoot. Um, if you're interested in joining the team, man, let me know. Shoot me a message at beyond.woodline@gmail.com, and we'll get you guys started. We have teams in Maine, New York State, Florida, Tennessee, Louisiana, here in Texas, Oklahoma, Ohio, Michigan, California, New Mexico, Oregon, and I'm sure I'm missing a few other states. I always do. But if you're in one of those states and they have a team and you want to start your own team, man, feel free to start a team. But we will vet you. We vet everyone because unfortunately we got to keep an eye on people, right? And what we always say is research the researcher if you're going to go out with someone else, and we'll help you do that too. So we try to take care of everybody. So with that being said, I have with me today, I have Miss Sarah Starr. Sarah, how are you doing?
I just got off work and I am so excited to just kind of, this is like my Zen moment, is
Really?
when I can just feel all this information because, you're a whole different persona. Well, not a whole different persona, but work is work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And it's so
Yeah.
nice to be able to talk about these things.
Yeah. I love talking about all this stuff, UFOs and
Yeah.
paranormal stuff and all the cryptids. And I've spoken with tarot card readers and psychic mediums, stuff like that. And when you're at work or even when you're at family functions, you kind of like keep that in a little bit. But I will say I am the guy that people come to when something strange happens or something weird happens or if they have a question. I
Uh-huh.
love I love being that guy though
They
too.
know that you know.
Yeah. Or at
You're
least they have an
thinking that.
outlet.
Yeah, like for real. That
Yeah.
is so true.
Placebo Ghost, he says, hope everything is well. Planet Orange Purple.
Orange and purple.
Well, cool beans. Well, yeah. So, just real quick, I want to read a little bit of your bio, if that's okay with you.
Go
Um,
for it.
yeah, it says Sarah Starr is a higher dimensional soul who has lived among multiple extraterrestrial species and now serves as an ambassador for the Galactic Federation on Earth. She has incarnated at this time to awaken starseeds, lightworkers, and all of humanity, preparing them for the profound transformation already unfolding. This is not a distant prophecy, it is happening now. A higher classified real time operation is underway, and Sarah is committed to revealing the truth and guiding others through this critical shift. Uh, your bio is really cool, and I really enjoy it. Um, my good friend Jay, how you doing, Jay?
Hey,
Hope you
Jen.
and Stacy are doing well. Um, what got you involved with this Galactic Federation and everything else really that you're involved with? Because you've got a lot of hats you're wearing, it looks like.
Yeah, that's a loaded question. I I've been trying to explain this for the past, I don't know, how many years have we been on here? What, 3? This is our third account, you know?
Oh,
So it's been a while. Even now, it's hard to explain. Um, Honestly, I have had kind of like experiences throughout my whole entire life, not knowing that they were experiences until around 2020. And I went through a spiritual awakening out of nowhere. Didn't go towards like, I don't know, the thing that woke me up. And we talk about this on our TikTok all the time. From the moment I woke up, and you'll love this. So the moment I woke up, I was watching a documentary. My fiance put it on, and I was watching it. Dr. Stephen Greer's. It was one of his first ones, and I look at him and I say, "Hey," I said, "Is this real?" And he goes, "Yeah." And like, I'm not kidding. During that exact moment, I had so many downloads. I got super sick for about a full year. I had vertigo and dizziness. I had to go wear yellow glasses. So it really took a toll on me. And since then, I've just been lining up all of these things throughout my life that apparently just build up into now. Apparently now. I don't know. That's what they keep saying, is that it's now. So there's just all of this information just came so naturally to me. So I'm also psychic. So I'm an intuitive psychic. I'm an emotional psychic. I can see things. We'll just, I'm woo woo. But at the same time, my abilities tell me 100% that's exactly what it is. So it's really cool to see everything unfolding exactly how they've been telling me it's supposed to be happening. And it's just really interesting to see it in present moment reality, unfold. All of the things that you read, that's a thought process. You're going through all of these thoughts, but you don't really necessarily see all of that in the present moment. So it's interesting. I see a lot of energy shifts with this too.
So what was that like for you when you started getting these downloads, when you started to really like experience this at that kind of level?
Um, I first started with bliss. I went right into bliss because I
Okay.
felt at home. Like I felt this amazing part of my body. It was my solar plexus, and it just completely opened up, like from up and out, like literally here. And there's a certain type of energy. It's definitely higher, but it's light. And it's just full of like love and like I don't know. It's like a legit bliss high type deal, I guess. Um, and I would get these spurts coming back and forth. And as I was kind of realizing, who I am and why I was able to feel things um, around like people or around situations or around like future events. But it would kind of take a toll on me. I would get these spurts of information very quickly, like so quickly. Usually when I was driving in the car or I was hiking, and of course, like I can't be on electronics recording it. So it was just a mass download. I would literally have to just stop wherever I was and get whatever it was out. Whatever it was, I don't know if I didn't, it got worse. So it was like, okay, just stop it now. Like legit, stop it now. And they kept coming and coming, and they're still coming. And it's kind of an everyday thing now. It's like normal,
Okay.
but it's frustrating because I can't get it all out. There's so many things changing every day. And with that, they tell me, oh, this is what this means. This is what that means. This is the underlining thing. So I don't know. I just go with the flow. If I go with the flow, I'm okay. you know,
Yeah.
we're going, fingers crossed.
So where are we heading, people? Where are we heading? This
Oh, yeah.
planet,
This is so
you know?
exciting.
Yeah. Because you talk about, you know, our energy as people and where we're heading. What are we doing?
Well, right now it is a stagnant period. It's going to be slow. And I know, and I see these things with other people posting too. I get tagged in them. So I look at them. And a lot of people are not getting like the right information. And I think that's going to slow us down. And it's a painfully slow process. And it kind of super sucks. But there's so many things that are bigger than present moment reality going on. And it's just, wow, I'm so excited. You have no idea. Like I might be old, but it's really, really cool. We're in like one of the neatest moments in history. But it's a slow progress. That's the thing. Everybody wants it. I don't know, this big ta-da one day thing. But yeah, that wouldn't go well. Think about that. that would that would not go well. And they're not ready. It's okay. It'll take time, but it's slow for a reason. It's slow for a very, very, very detailed reason. Um, and we're already ahead of schedule. It's kind of like a lot of the things that people want done, like now, are kind of already done. Kind of like 2 years past. They want like this tribulation. They want to go through tribulation or something, and they want to see these public, you know, things happening to people they don't necessarily really like, you know, kind of like going down the wrong side of things. But that's why we're doing it at this pace. We already did kind of all of that, Guantanamo Bay, and it happened already. So by the time we have this whole situation going on, uh, it's not really a problem. We're way ahead of schedule. Way has ahead of schedule. So it's just kind of like sprinkles now, silly sprinkles, but it's kind of an everyday thing now that I noticed. Several things a day. So it's kind of hard to keep track of all of the strings. You know what I mean?
Right. And Anthony says, he goes, yes, the downloads are cool. Anthony's a good
Yes.
guy. Yeah.
Downloads are very cool. Sometimes, well, you know what? At least for me, I have to take breaks like all the time, self care all day. Sometimes if I need to sleep, whatever, because they do. There's an energy that comes with it, and if it's too much energy, it
Mhm.
depletes you. So
Right.
sometimes your body just needs to acclimate to that a little uh, easier if you're sensitive to energy.
Mhm. Yeah. And part of your bio also, you says that you help others align with their energetic shifts and reclaim their cosmic origins. What is that exactly? The cosmic origins. What does that mean?
Well, it's kind of like it seems like people want like a physical kind of reality to attach themselves to. And
Mhm.
that's a very real thing. So I help kind of people, I can feel their energy usually. And I like to get to know them a little bit better because there's a better connection tie. And if we have a stronger connection, then I can access the records and then see exactly where you're at. But I need to know I have to feel energy. So it's like I have to get to talk to you, make sure that you're comfortable doing this.
Okay.
Um, and once you get this type of information, it can change so many things in your life but you're not just one extraterrestrial species, or you may not, you might be outside of that realm into like a higher dimensional, but you're not just one. There's so many different ones, and it's very cool to figure out what your origins are and think of like the past lives that you could have had. Is there a color that you resonate with when you think about this, or if you research it? Is there a feeling? Is there a lack of feeling? You know, there's so many different senses that you need to tune into when you kind of like receive that information. But aligning yourself with that is going to be a big key. And the human population is going to, they're already, curious about it because deep down they know it. So whatever.
So,
It's,
so are we special, the human population?
well, to a certain degree, yeah, we have value. We absolutely have value. We have a lot of different types of DNA within us, several, like 22, if not, some people actually have up to like 50.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of stock involved on this planet, and it's been going along for a very, very long time. Before us, they did it with the dinosaurs. That was a reptilian species they were playing with. Didn't really work out. Time clock went out. They're gone. A lot of them went underground, but they were here previously, a lot of those ones. um, but i I don't know, what are your thoughts, honestly?
So my journey is fairly new.
Okay.
It started maybe 4 years ago, so I'm still learning. And then, like, I think you even said it too. You just felt like you were at home, right? And man,
Yeah.
that's exactly how it felt with me.
Right.
It felt like this is where I belong. This is what I should be doing, right? Uh, it was just a whole different level from what I was living my life before. So I'm still trying to learn where we sit as a species, among the cosmos.
Hmm.
Uh, what exactly makes us so special? Because it seems like there are a lot of entities uh, have a vested interest in us. And it's
Yeah.
like sometimes, and you turn on the TV and you turn on the news, you're like, why would anything care about us? Look how we act with toilet paper. You know,
Well,
uh,
it's a big deal.
yeah.
It's a really big deal, because not only is there DNA within us, but they have this whole organism as a planet itself. And since it's been here a really long time, we've been here. It's like they have so much invested in it this time, and there's such like a close percentage. I mean, not close percentage because it's happening anyway, both sides, no
Right.
matter what. But I see the better side, so not a big deal. Um, but with that, I think it's more of they know it's going to happen and they're excited, but they still have to stay back for a while, like for a while. But we're a really unique species as well because we
Okay.
have a lot of these abilities that are above this dimension, into like higher intelligence, back into like source. We have a lot more of those pieces. Think about all of those souls coming into like one body, physical body, because this is as compacted kind of as you can get with molecules. It's
Oh, wow.
very, we're a very dense form. uh, and I don't know, I struggle through it. I am not normal. This doesn't feel normal. I don't remember gravity and like having to work out, that's
Right.
weird. I don't remember having to cook. I don't remember that. It's just weird things on like this specific planet. I know that sounds crazy, but
Oh, yeah.
it is what it
Uh,
is.
JV says different dimensions, space, and physics are so interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I love that. That's one of my favorite topics.
Yeah.
I love like the tiniest form, and then if I have minute details, like the big picture is so beautiful. It's intricate, but it's beautiful.
So you said that you remember, I guess, like a previous life. Like, how
Mhm.
well do you remember that? I mean,
More of they come in spurts, they come in colors.
okay,
It's more of like opalescent in a way, almost like transparent, like the whole thing. Like if it's like in a physical form, like kind of trying to peer into it, it's very transparent, but like rainbowish. I know, does that make sense? You
oh
know what
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
no, exactly, yeah,
Like a prism effect, like you're seeing through like very crystallized type deals. But that's how I see it, and then I get a lot of emotion from things, and then I can get a sense of like where my surroundings are. With the more memories that come up, I'm able to like access that, and then I can see the broader picture of wherever I'm at.
okay,
Does that make sense?
yeah. So does this stuff just come to you naturally, or do you ever like sit and meditate on this, or sit in quiet and think about
Yeah,
it?
I absolutely do both.
Okay,
I
okay,
absolutely do both. It's kind of sometimes uncontrollable whenever they come in, especially if I'm asked questions. I'm always told to people have to ask me. They have
okay,
to ask me. I'm not allowed to tell. They have to ask.
okay, okay,
Um, but I would say both for sure because I love a meditation. It helps me clear and recenter myself because I know that that's what I need as a mother of now a 3-year old. I need some time, and
okay,
it is really important. I love to ground, even if you don't sit meditating for like 10 minutes. Like if that's too much, it's okay. Go outside or meditate in a different type of way. It's not just sitting there Zen doing Om, although that's what you need to practice on. That's how you can access different abilities. So it's really beneficial, honestly. And that's how you can develop psionic abilities. So you can also talk to them.
yeah, okay,
It's through like legit through meditation.
yeah. So about 5 years ago, um, I was really close to someone who was kind of in your line of work, right? And they taught me some meditations, and one of the first things I saw were like just like shapes and colors,
Yeah.
Okay. Then it grew, or I graduated to like seeing almost like the little screen. You know how you have a screen here and I have a screen there, right? It was
Hmm.
like a screen that I was seeing, and it was like a city. It was like it looked metallic, but it could have been crystals. And it was just the strangest thing I had ever seen. And I felt that it was somewhere else, not on Earth, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just and it was like it did like a screen, but in my head, it was just the weirdest thing. And
Did you get
I'll
any
never.
feelings when you viewed that?
Yes, but it wasn't from that. It was from me. It kind of, I don't want to say it scared me, but it was jarring.
Ah,
So I think I let that affect what I should have been feeling. Because I snapped out of it when I saw it, and it was crazy. Yeah, it was one of the craziest things that I had seen. But because
oh
it was so like it, so yeah, it looked like a screen, but it was like it was right there at the same time. I don't know if that was real or not. It was really kind of a strange thing, and I haven't been able to do that. And I'll be honest, I haven't really tried to, because it kind of jarred me
scares
a little
you.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it scares you.
yeah,
It's
it did.
okay. Okay, don't
Okay,
worry.
well, yeah.
Try
Well,
again.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I do still meditate, but I don't think I really let myself get into that state again, which I probably should.
Are you open to it?
Oh, completely 100% open
Like a
to it. Yeah,
trial run?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'll do it again. I might do it tonight. Now that I'm thinking
Try
about it,
it. Use
I think I can.
what type of do you use like music? Do you do a like
Yeah,
guided ones?
I found someone on Etsy who downloads music and stuff like that, and that's where I got it from. It was like one of
Okay.
those self-guided meditations. Yeah, and that's what it was from.
Okay.
And I still have the on my phone right now. So yeah,
You have to
uh,
do it.
yeah, I have to do it. Yeah.
Let me know where you go.
So all this stuff that we're talking about, the elites, do the elites know about it?
Yeah. Yeah. But you don't
Why
have
would
to
they?
worry about them. Like legit.
Why would they keep that from us? I mean,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God. You know how much power is behind that? Oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah, they've and that's the thing. And that super pisses me off. Like super pisses me off because think of how advanced we could be. Like as a civilization, my son doesn't have to suffer, whatever, have to go to work. Are you kidding me? What is this? Like, what are you thinking? And it's just it's terrible that the darkest thing that it's and it's honestly it's really hard to put into words because it is like it's darker than it's reversal in a dark way, like it reverses down, and that would be the phantom dimension, but it goes deep and it's really disturbing. I don't really like to go down the rabbit hole. I know about the rabbit hole, trust me, I know, but we don't have to worry about them anymore, which is really nice. So we don't have to do that. It's more of a reversal process now. So they kind of already they had to, honestly, they had to hand everything over, so to speak, the key to the city, for a certain deal. Um, but it's a slow process of reversal because think of how deep this is, and I think now that they're bringing it more out, and this is interesting, into the mainstream media. They're actually putting it out into that, and I found that interesting. Um, I used to work in media. I still technically do, and it's it's really interesting to see that switch because I know how the industry is. I know, and so to see these minute things change, especially with like these mainstream headliners, I find it validating. Validating. I find it to be an anxious feeling because it feels like, oh, okay, we're gaining a little bit more momentum, even though it's linear. so, so that's the worst part about it. It's slow, linear, but um, the elites had a big hold. Honestly, like I said, molecularly, it got down to like that. Um, because on this other timeline, they absolutely still have 100% control, and that's really sad. Um, I can see that one playing out. I don't like to anymore. We were close, not gonna lie, but we have 5 more years. Cutoff is like 2030 for this type of energy, where we'll be completely like physically off lifted. Um, and there's going to be a really big change around that time, and I'm really excited.
So how did you feel when Disclosure came out? I was kind of excited about it, and then it's like it got like swept under the rug again. And
Well, there's a reason for that.
Right. Yeah. I think it was. I felt like they teased us so much, and just to tell us nothing. You
Well,
know.
think about like where some people are able to process that type of information easily because they've already went and done all their research, but to the average person, they have not done enough anything to be told that there is, something out there that is beyond what they can format in their minds, and to be spun in a very scary way can really mess the population up. So there's a very specific way on why we're doing things the way we're doing it, because it comes from all different areas. So the disclosure that we're getting is like pebbles, honestly. Like, so that's
They're
how, like,
breadcrumbing us.
yes, like very, very, very small spoonfuls. um there's a lot going on all at the same time. It's very, very complex. Oh, right now they're playing with the airspace, which is not good. Oh, I shouldn't say that on TikTok. I was
Yeah,
gonna
I was going to ask you about that. What
say,
did you think about all this stuff that had been going on, especially around New Jersey? But I know it wasn't just New Jersey, but they
oh,
didn't.
the
Yeah,
Dior bag situation.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten flagged quite a bit for that. Actually, I'm still on timeout in TikTok. Kind
Oh,
of,
really? Yeah.
so I have to like kind of still, since we're live streaming, I have to
Yeah. Okay.
be a little wordy. We'll just talk Dior bags. But that is a part of a very blue project. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Very
Yep.
blue project.
Yeah. They
Now
look
we
very
do,
beaming.
right.
Yeah.
It, there's, we have orbs. We have them. That's our monitoring systems. They're larger, but they come in a whole bunch of different shapes and sizes, and they move different. Some of them look like they're like jellyfish-ish. Some of them are like large, like metallic spheres. Some of them are like spiky. Some of them are like like a legit plasma.
Right.
Some of them, but they're all different. And you're going to see the different varieties here soon, because that's important that they not think of, oh, it's just going to be one thing or the other. There's going to be an octagon shape. There's going to be very odd things. But we have a lot of monitoring systems, but we don't really put them out in play. So this is what they've been telling me, is that they were playing with the nuclear test sites, and specifically around those areas. Actually, no, a whole bunch of different areas, because they're playing with it. Um, so they wanted to spark this blue project. They wanted to happen on their timing, I guess. And so they kind of pushed it. They started playing with their nuclear, tests, playing with the energy levels and getting their intention. There's people under there, and they were using, like, legit. They were using their psionic abilities to go ahead and contact them for the military and try to bring them in, because that's what they do. Those are those people's jobs. Um, Around that time, the monitor, they came, of course. You know, it's kind of like protocol whenever the humans have like this nuclear test going on. We kind of come in, see what's going to happen, analyze it. That's what the orbs are. They monitor that kind of stuff. They monitor the energy levels as well, but like at a very, very like quasi type level. Um, but they were kind of all over the place. And then they brought in their own. And like the primitive ones. So I was kind of giggling at that. But it's a very serious thing. It's a very, very serious thing. This type of technology is so advanced that you would think 100% that thing is solid.
Right.
Um, they would use the energy weapons along with that exactly at the same exact time in wherever they needed to go. And it's a very, very serious thing. I want to make sure I don't have violation. Sometimes they
So
will, they monitor me.
so when you say that they tell you, who is they telling you?
That would be like, I have like, not attachments. I have soul family that, like, they
Okay.
stay around me. Everybody has them, like, legit. Everybody has them. Because you're in a solid form. They keep tabs. That's just how it is everywhere. Honestly, wherever you go. And it's mine. There's different ones. They're from different places. They all look different for the most part. But they've been telling me I've had contact with them since I was little, like not even kidding. And when I started waking up yet again in 2020, it made sense. Like I said, downloads completely, everything made sense. I'm like, that's who I'm talking to. That's
Okay.
why I see that face. That's why I had that dream. That's why I see that color. All of these tiny little minute details. And it still happens in my present moment reality all of the time, all day long,
Right.
all day long. Angel numbers, not even kidding. It's I can't deny it. So I just accepted it, and they just keep giving me instruction and correcting anything that uh, like I said, I have to be asked. So if people have questions, I'll answer them. Um, so I have to like have some clarity on certain things. Certain things I'm not allowed to talk about. Um, but I'm pretty open.
So I did have a kind of a strange question. Okay, so back to the orbs, right? You said there was like a
Mhm.
variety of orbs, right? Different shapes, sizes, appearances, maybe textures even. When people see these that aren't from Earth, that aren't man-made, are they meant to be seen, or are they accidentally being seen?
I mean, there's not like really everything's pretty much planned out. So, I mean, on that type of level, yeah, they know. You know too, because you laid everything out like scene by scene. So in that aspect, I mean, technically, but to you as a human without like that conscious thing, I mean, if you recognize it,
Right.
that's the thing. If you recognize that that's your signal, then it's for you. That's for you.
Okay. So another strange question is, do you know if they have anything to do with orbs that are seen like in the forest,
Oh
or is
yeah,
that
they go everywhere. All
okay?
everywhere. Like
Okay.
legit everywhere. They can come in and out of dimensions too. So
Okay.
they can transmute through time and space in a second. So it's really interesting the type of tech that i- these have, and they're all different because these are all different type of species, different intelligence levels that they have their own. Everybody
Okay.
has their own agenda, different civilizations.
Okay. Yeah, I've always wondered that, and when you talked about it, it kind of reminded me of people like looking for Bigfoot. They'll tell you we see orbs in the forest, which I think is very
Yeah.
strange,
Well,
and
no,
not
because that's not strange.
well, well, you go out looking for one thing and you find another, and I had a friend of mine. I hate to get off topic, but I had a friend of mine. They
Yeah.
were out in the forest and they were surrounded by so many orbs that they, they lost sense of direction. You
Yeah.
know, yeah,
Did they say what
it
they
was.
look like?
They said some were the size of like baseballs, some were like the size of like
Yeah.
beach balls. They were like different. Some were lower to the ground, some were on top of the trees.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
there's so anything you can dream of is kind of what they look like. All of anything you can think of. I mean, there's thousands of different ones, thousands and thousands. Like a really fun catalog book, but yeah, they're kind of like kind of everywhere.
yeah,
Um, it's not strange that they're around Bigfoot. He's a very intelligent, higher dimensional being. He comes in and out of dimensions. Um, they have that type of technology too. They're very advanced. They keep it on them, you know. But Bigfoot's a little different of a topic. They don't like to, they don't like, I guess, what I have to say about it because he's not a Neanderthal. And a lot of them are female too. Um, the females are larger though. But yeah, they're kind of like biologists. So that's why they work in the forest. They kind of
okay,
like they have a lot of their type of agenda stock doing more of like the scientific work, but with nature.
okay,
So they collect like microorganisms there and they kind of do whatever they need to do and then they're out. They can come right in and out. And that's why you can't find them. They're not carnivorous. They don't really need to eat. Kind of like a couple of the other civilizations, they don't really need to eat, but they usually eat, if anything. Well, they usually have a pill form. They'll take a pill form, but they do eat like vegetarian kind of things,
Okay.
type of deal. Yeah, but they're not. There's a stigma around them that I don't like. I don't. It paints them in a very aggressive way, and I don't. That's not the type of species they are. Or race. Race. They're higher. They're smarter than us.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
way
I think
smarter.
that's yeah, I think that's for sure.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
And that's how
and
it's gonna be, is like in the future. That's kind of why we have to do in such a slow way, because think about people thinking like, oh my God, Bigfoot is real. And then they get the information like, oh, there's underground cities. What? And there's like millions of people underneath. And then people start getting caught up in their imagination and wondering and freaking themselves out of what else could be of existence if we didn't know this was a real thing. Think of them thinking about reptilians and then like the negative aspect behind that. How terrifying could that be to somebody who doesn't 100% understand everything? So it's kind of, that's why we're doing it slow.
right.
So slow. I know Stephen Greer is going to like die. He's like, I'm done. But I'm so excited for him because he started a lot of this.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
very, very proud of him.
Yeah. Yeah, and he left a promising career to do this, that's for
He
sure.
did.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I
Not that he's doing bad now, but
go for it. I don't care.
yeah.
Make me money. Who gives a shit? You're doing one of the biggest things to like for the human race possible. I think that's totally worth it. I think he should absolutely be paid for his education and what he brought together. I mean, whether he's going to do it as a nonprofit or whatever he's going to do, I I support it. I 100% support it. I see a lot of progression at a quicker pace than I anticipated because of his movement. We already see the disclosure going on in the White House right now. Them just making that oversight committee. So I see the progress, and I'm like, it's slow, but it's
Yeah.
there. There it is. But it'll start picking up more, especially next year. This year, it's not going to focus so much on the UFO type deal, the different type of civilizations. This year is a big focus on environmental factors. That's what this year is about. Environmental changes, something with religion, um, and finances and healthcare. That's what this whole year is about, like the overall layer. And then something big is happening in July, astrologically wise. Um, so I feel a buildup.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel this energy coming, and I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not. We have a big pool coming up on February 28th, so that's when the planets are going to align again. So you're going to feel a really big pull around that time, but it's about release. So I see people getting angry. Plus, it's like
Okay.
new moon season coming. So, so I see February 28th kind of being, if they're not on the energetic shift on a good way, I see that anger.
Okay.
Absolutely, I see it.
Yeah, what's up, Greg? Thanks for joining the show. Um, so like getting back to like Earth's ascension and people for that, I guess that matter too. What can we do to prepare, or what should we be doing?
Number one, letting go of everything that you ever believed, which is a really hard step for people to get over, and to be open minded. That's how it kind of starts. But there's a lot of things that other people, forgiveness is going to be a really big thing. It's about unleashing a lot of trauma. That's where a lot of your thinking comes from. So you have to kind of energetically, through chakra systems as well, purge all of that out. And it's not easy and nobody wants to do it. However, it's
No.
going to come to the surface anyway. So, so just go with the flow as much as possible. It can be super uncomfortable. Um, Getting out into nature is a really big thing because it's the energy shifts are going to be so frequent that you're not going to be able to stabilize yourself as well during some like periods of time as opposed to others. So it's really important that we kind of ground and center ourselves because there's going to be a pepperage of all of these different things happening. So if we're able to be on this solid ground, you're able to think a little bit more clear at everything that's coming out. And from that, your belief systems can start coming out. So it's an easier process, but you have to let it happen. And that's the thing. It's like you have to be willing to do it. Um, but there's only one way forward. And that's the thing. There we have a whole certain agenda. Like it's very, very critical that they get the higher picture of things, meaning they're going to need to know and they're going to want to know where they came from, if there's a God. Of course, they're going to want to know about like the other species and whatnot because they're going to be super curious. But it's it's seeing the overall picture of things and realizing that everybody is exactly the same, whether it's going to be this gray over here, whether it's this nebula over here, whatever it may be, we're all connected and we have to figure that out first. Everybody has to be on the same exact page. If they are not, we do not qualify, period. So it's really important that we do this in a positive way so they can shift their energy in that momentum. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, you do a great job explaining yourself and your content. Like I was saying, I really enjoyed watching it. I was doing my research. I'm like, I had a whole paper here full of questions. You can't even see it, but even there's some questions.
I got a script.
Yeah, there you go.
After
Uh,
live script, we're going. You're doing
yeah,
it right.
good deal. But I wanted to ask you too. The sun seems to be a big part of what
Yeah.
goes on Earth, right? And not just in terms of it heating the Earth up. Like people think that giving us light. There's. I saw you had this graph or this chart. What is that called? Is that the Schumann resonance?
The
Is
Schumann is like
Yeah,
it's a rectangle.
yeah,
And does it have blue and like green sometimes, white out?
yeah,
Is that what it
right,
looks
yeah,
like? That would
yeah.
be our Schumann resonance. That one is specifically in Tomsk, Russia.
Okay,
So
and
those sensors.
okay. And so, like, if somebody wanted to really get into this, and what the sun does to us or for us, where would they find this information out? I mean, where would you
Oh
tell
my
them go
God.
check this out? Yeah.
If you guys are interested, hell yeah. If you guys are interested in solar weather, some of the best places to go, and I get it from all over the place because I want a big, broad spectrum of information that makes sense to me. It's not this, it's not that. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're kind of in la la land. I love you, but come down here because scientifically, that's not what's happening. So I I think the best places is spaceweather.com. Absolutely. Solarham is a really, really nice website. I really like them. They have a lot of access to the movies and things. Um, there's also NOAA. NOAA's like the um, standard page for them. You can get a lot of updates, but those are my three main. I go to those absolutely all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have apps too. So I'm constantly I get the alerts on it. I measure the statistics. I look at a lot. I'm a nerd, full of like glasses on. So it's really really important the sun's process in all of this because literally plasma is consciousness itself, but in like a physical form. So if it's being hurled at our magnetic field, that breaks down That's the consciousness of the planet. That's what that is. And there's a bubble around us. That's the consciousness of the 3D planet specifically. So the only thing that can come through that, because it's kind of like a protection barrier, is plasma. That's what it is. That's how it goes. It's photonic light. It's tiny and minute enough to penetrate that field, get into you, into your bloodstream. That's how you absorb it. You're bioelectric, just like the planet. So, I mean, it's literally the same exact thing. It's higher knowledge. That's from an other outside bubble, of more stuff. Think about it. If I said the planet was a 3D consciousness, think of like that as a different type of plasma. It's not plasma, but think of that. So there's a bigger one, and that's full of plasma, like that type of stuff. So it's really really important in this progress, although it can pose a really big threat if you're not prepared, which our population is not prepared. So that's the the problem that we are facing now with that. So it's really, really, I am super grateful that it is coming out into the mainstream media. I see a lot of people talking about it. Um, I don't like the scary aspect that they kind of throw it to get like views. I think that's really unnecessary and hurts everything that's happening. Um, because it's technically, I mean, it's a really really good thing, and everybody's going to start getting all of these downloads. They're going to access, that's kind of like, that's time and space, that's the fourth dimensional realm. When you die, you go out that way, you go out that way. You go towards Polaris. That's exactly where you go out. They used to go look at the light. That's Polaris. That's how you exit. And so all of this cosmic knowledge is going to come to everybody because of that. But yet again, underlying factors, huge problem, um, because we still have planes in the air. We still have very primitive technology. Our power grid is terrible. It's necessary though. We have to kind of shut everything down so something else can be rebuilt in an energetic way. So we don't rely on physical, tangible forms of energy. That's silly. It's silly. So we have to do it in an easy enough way where the technology, that's why they're bringing out the intelligence factor with technology right now, is, oh, we have the probability of doing this, but in the next 5 years, oh, we can do this. So they're going to be ready for this transition, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It already has been. I'm shocked by some people's um, reactions, I guess. Sometimes they take me off guard. Like I was like, wow, I didn't expect them to get so angry at this certain thing. But that's where I can see like the shifting like going on. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's like puzzle pieces that like mesh like together. I don't know, but they like go up and down. I don't know. It's kind of like in Interstellar, he goes into like time and space itself, and it's kind of like
Yeah,
bending in and out of itself,
right.
basically. That's kind of how it is. I don't know.
More rabbit holes. Okay.
Too many. Too many.
So I wanted to ask you about the Galactic Federation as our final little uh, subject here. Um, how did you become part of that?
I have always known I've been a part of it. Ever
Really?
since I literally heard that word. I heard that word and I said, "What? What?" And I have these memories. I have these memories. And it's always been somewhere else. It's not in a hard metallic place that you would think is like a spaceship. It's not like that. It's more of a light place. It's like a light place.
Okay.
And what we do there, like I wasn't formally in the Galactic Federation. I was a part of the Confederation of Planets. So what we did, it was very nonviolent. We had the highest tech that you could have in this universe, but we didn't really use it unless like a planet was going to be blown up or something. So it was more like we had to be careful with a lot of the things, but we could also be taken over by higher dominating species. You know what I mean? Warrior type species. So the Confederation is protected by the Galactic Federation, who is able to kind of like shield them. They're able to do kind of like more violent acts, I guess, in the benefit of those other areas of in space that they're monitoring. Um, so there, it. I mean, it's a universal thing in our galaxy. We've had them for hundreds of thousands of years. You know, they've migrated from all of these different places. There's hundreds of thousands of different races that are involved in this federation. They have meetings all over the place, like legit all over the place. Um, so we monitor here. We've been monitoring here since, you know, humans, since, you know, this was a like a gas bubble being formed in the very beginning. Technically, that's how you look for like different life on planets and what's going to form in those dense areas. So it's like you monitor these areas and then you check on them periodically and then you find out that something's going wrong, and then we have to kind of come in and analyze it and assess it. And then sometimes you have to get permission from like higher ups to do certain things. So we have a lot of different councils that, you know, we work with on all different levels. We already have gotten permission to take the and this is all of them, like all of them, the draconians, not the draconian species, but the alpha species specifically. They were exited out of our galaxy and into another one, so they're not here. But people think they are. That's okay. Yet again, this happened a while ago, so we're catching up. See, it's already done. There's nothing to be scared of, but the thought itself. So we have just a multitude of different things going on. We have the elitist. We had the council give us the okay to take them off planet. We were able to also take the Dark Fleet that is on the moon of Ceres, and they are also in the same exact location. We had the elites there on Mars. That's where they were trying to hide out, but we have them stationed somewhere else right now until the council comes in. They stay in like Saturn. That's where like no third dimensional species is allowed there. Period.
Okay.
Um, period. So they are in Saturn right now. They stay in like the rings. That's like a protective kind of deal, like a protection. So don't go there. They won't let you. um, but whenever we get to this like molecular split, when it's the time is right, they're gonna be coming from that direction specifically, and they'll probably tell you this in the news. Of course, I know that they're talking about when they said, "Oh, we see," and I think they used the word mothership. Uh,
Right.
yeah, from outside of the galaxy, but that's not where we have it. So I think they're bullshitting because it's not where it's at. So I'm confused on what that aspect is. I haven't dived into it. I probably should. I brought it up. See, those are like my little hints. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I have to figure out that one. But we have a lot of different formats going on at the same time. But everything's being pretty smoothly taken care of. But yeah,
Pretty smoothly.
it's not scary. It's not scary. I know the concept of it can be frightening because you don't know what to expect. You are expecting the unknown. That is terrifying. That puts your body in a state of shock. You don't know what to do. Something higher, the government doesn't even know what to do. They have their hands up. Here's a white flag. What? You know, that's terrifying when things are out of your control. So that's why we have to kind of do it in a gentle way and in a more, you know, relatable way. That's why they throw out funny commercials now, something to keep it in the a lighter aspect where you're thinking of it more in a positive way. So you may see a lot of more tangible things as well. If you're out and about, Halloween costumes, I guarantee you're going to change. I bet I already saw the stupid Halloween, decorations with the aliens. Actually, I want one, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
for
One of my
all
neighbors had
aliens.
one. One of my neighbors had one.
Yeah, right? Aren't they cool? They're
Yeah,
so cool. Um, oh my God, what were we talking about? I got so excited. Oh yeah, the alien kind of things everywhere. I think they're gonna definitely use a lot of course, the gray type look, but I've already seen commercials where they have the reptilian kind of look. They had a Lyran look, so that was interesting to see. They had an avian, so that's good to give them like a little sprinkle of there's more than just this one that is put in fear aspect to you. So if we see this in a much positive more light, um, I see a big change, and that's why I'm super excited. Yet again, mainstream media. I have a background in it. So excited that they're putting this shit out on the mainstream. Hold on, I have to slide my puzzle piece, or they're gonna think I'm not a real person. Sorry, guys. I don't know if I like left on there.
well, cool, man. We're kind of at the end of the show here. I just want to give you an opportunity to tell people where they can find you, and you know, give a shout out to all your social media platforms.
Yeah, guys. So my main account is on TikTok at Sarah Starr Official, SarahStarr official, spelled normal. Um, I am also on Instagram and on YouTube. I am on Facebook. I cannot log into my Facebook. I don't know what's going on there, but they're still posting. So you can absolutely see it on there. And if I message you asking you if you want a reading, please report that. There's a lot of scam accounts out there. So if you do follow me, most likely you probably will have somebody follow you back. No, it's not me. I do readings. Yes, I do. I'm here to help you, but that's rude and disrespectful, and I wouldn't do that. So just so you know.
And do you have any message for us?
Honestly, the message that we get right now is to stay as stable as possible, stay neutral. That's going to be the most beneficial thing, is staying neutral to all of the things that you are learning, which is really hard to do when you go down rabbit holes. So yet again, very important, if you go down those rabbit holes, make sure you're able to bring yourself back out. That's very important, because you have to do something with that information in a good way. So don't be depressed. Yes, it happened, kind of semi permanently, not permanently, but presently happening. Um, Presently happening, I get that, but you have to take your emotion out of it. If you have different types of energy playing at the same time, that creates, even if it's good, even if it's like very majorly positive, that's too much. And it just keeps everything off balance. So remaining neutral, staying out of those conspiracy theories, don't put your energy towards it. It's really, really important, honestly, at this time to stay as stable as possible, because whatever is coming, like I said, something is happening in July. I don't know what it is, but for the whole entire year, that month is marked. So that's what we're building up for, and it's a worldwide thing. Whatever it is, it's a worldwide thing. So I'm curious, yet again, with the aspect of the whole year being healthcare, finance, religion, a sprinkle of UFO disclosure. Out of those three, like, and with the sun going on. So the closer we get to that date, I think I'm going to be able to pick up on it, and I don't want to. I don't want to, but I feel it. I do.
Yeah.
So stay as neutral as possible from this moment on. Period. That's the
Whatever
end.
you pick up on, you're gonna keep us up. Uh, you know, keep us
Oh yeah,
updated with that. Yeah,
always,
for sure.
always,
Yeah.
always. Of course.
Well, thanks a lot for doing the show. I really do appreciate it. You're a great guest, and everyone, go check out her content. You won't be disappointed. You'll actually enjoy it. You'll like it. You'll follow her, and you'll get some very good knowledge. I
Oh,
guarantee
thank
that.
you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
And I have a show next Monday. Don't ask me who it is. I don't know. I never know. Um, but
Surprise
yeah,
guest.
yeah, yes. Yeah, I'll be surprised just as much as everybody else will be. But yeah, check me out Monday. I'll have a show Monday. Um, and everyone in the chat, man, thanks a lot for participating. You guys did great as always. So I do appreciate that too. And Sarah, hold on real quick. Don't go
Yeah.
anywhere. I want to talk to you off air. And everyone else, you guys have a great night. And I will see you Monday night.